Okay, good afternoon, folks. Karina, good morning to you. Jan, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Penguin Style. I like it. Well, to be honest with you, what a lack of volume. Really small amount of volume on the ES. I got to say, we've come down and we're kind of scrappily moving up somehow. It's not the easiest chart to read. I hope it improves. I mean, obviously, there's more bars on here. There's a 1,000 tick chart on the NQ. But it's scrappy, isn't it? We've got a channel down here with a break. I was expecting a kind of a low down here. A couple of legs up. In fact, I very, very nearly jumped into his short there. Two perfect legs that I wish I had done. I'd have put my stop up here and I'd have been out around about here. But I don't like trading pre-market, to be honest with you, especially at the moment because it's so damn slow. And I hate being in trades when the market isn't moving. I know you might ask yourself the question, why am I trading Penguin then while I'm in longer? I don't mind when the market's kind of on full flow, but pre-market is just so slow, isn't it? I have now got both my charts, and what I've done on my separate chart up there is I've done that. So I can get a bigger picture of what price is doing over sort of the long term. And really, if you look at yesterday on both charts, we were just ranging. That's about as neat as a range day looks, to be honest with you. I mean, we're literally just bobbing up and down. So, you know, if you're looking at this as a whole picture, we've kind of had a break out of this, so we may be pushing back into this range. So that's what I've got anyway. So it's just given me a bigger overall picture. So that when I swap back to this chart, obviously I'm zoomed in here and obviously trading this style, you need to zoom out really and have a bit of an overall picture. So I got the best of both worlds there anyway. So it just gets, I had to do something. It was just too complicated talking about one chart when I got a different chart on. So let's see what today brings. Market is open. So we've got a channel down there. It's hard to know what this thing's going up or down at the moment, but I've got overnight highs up here, overnight lows down here. So, well, sit back, make sure your trait tables and seats are in the upright position, and let's see what happens today. But I hope this speeds up. It's born at the moment. Sheva, have I said that right? You're a new face, I think. Shiva, something like that. Sheva. Okay, so let's see what happens today anyway. But I mean, we've kind of got a bullish feel to it just at the moment. And obviously, if you look at yesterday's price action, just trending sideways, really, just ranging. So I think there's a fair chance this is going to push up into this range. But we'll see. So let's have a look. I don't think there's any type of a channel here. There may be. It's not super clear if it is. I mean, there may be. We're kind of, I suppose you could maybe consider that possible. Trouble is, if you do put a channel up straight away, the emphasis on looking for longs, and that may not be the case. So I'm going to remove it just at the moment. In fact, just as I said that, down is literally just dropped that 1432 right this second. So he's looking at something like that. So maybe I put it back. Great minds think alike. So maybe as it is, if he's thinking about it, that's good enough for me. And I mean, in all honesty, we're bouncing right the way along that line multiple times. It doesn't actually look that bad along the midline either. Around here is not too bad. Same here. You can see where these bars have finished more or less on that midline. In fact, I could even drop that a touch and make them look even better. So it doesn't look too bad, but it's at the moment it's kind of, we got down and up, so it's not showing us much at the moment. So hopefully a little bit more price action, we should get a little bit of a sense of direction. Let's have a look. What Mr. Wade's showing us. Not a lot at the moment. Sean, how you doing, buddy? We can see both. Yeah, it was just too complicated. So I've got that there, so you can see them side by side, and on my other screen I've got that. So we can kind of look at the bigger picture, what it's been doing. As I was just mentioning, if you look at the top chart, well, they're more or less the same, but it's about as rangy as you can get there. So we've had a drop out of them overnight. So this looks like it's pushing back up into the range now. How far it goes is a different story, but same story with the NQ or MNQ. I've just put NQ here in big letters so I can obviously just check that I'm looking at the right chart. I put it here initially, but every time I move this thing, it's disappearing. So it just was from my brain, so I got rid of it. But yeah, that's my other chart. So I've got, you know, a kind of a bigger picture. It's complicated. It was complicating me yesterday talking about one chart and trading another one, and I wasn't focusing on what I was doing. So that's much better. So you get a clearer picture what I'm looking at. Another beautiful day in the UK again today. It's about 24 degrees centigrade today. So I went out and jet washed the barbecue. I'm going to throw a few burgers on later. So I did pick another couple of evaluations up and blew them both. As you can see, my May expenses have gone up a touch from yesterday. I just don't have much luck with them. I think what it is, because I tend to max out them 10 contracts, you've got no room to manoeuvre. You can lose 10 contracts just within one bar. I've got to stop doing that. I really have. It's a really bad habit I've got. I tend to trade these, my PAs, sensibly, but when I pick up evaluations, it's like I'm trading a different person. You know, to be honest with you, I was thinking about this last night. If let's say, I think roughly, for a rough stab in the dark, for every 4 evaluations I buy, I pass 1. So let's say, for argument's sake, 4 evaluations cost me about $140. And then $130 for the PA fee. So it's effectively cost me $270. And that gives me $2,500 of drawdown. $270. Now, if I picked up a $150,000 Tradeify account, that would cost me about let's say $500. And that would give me $6,000 of drawdown. So I would need 2 Apex $50,000 accounts to match the same drawdown, or not even the same. And that would cost, it would be cheaper to have 1 Tradeify account, $500, than 2 $270 $50,000 PA accounts from Apex. So what I might do is maybe later in the month or the beginning of next month, I'm going to pick myself up a couple of Tradeify accounts. I think with what it's costing me, it'd probably work out cheaper and certainly less frustrating. But I think it's important to diversify now and again rather than have all my eggs in one basket. So I'm going to pick up either 1 or 2, I'll see. But I think the first one, there's 40% off. The second one, there's 30% off. So it's $400 for the first one, $500 for the second, which sounds like a lot. but that gives you $6,500 worth of drawdown, which is more than double what two $50,000 Apex PAs cost. And two of those, with the failures in between, you're looking over $500, about $540. So I think that's what I'm going to do later in the month. I think the beginning of next month, actually. I'm trying to keep my spends to under $1,000 per month, and I'm scratching at that now. I've more or less sucked up all my budget for this month. I don't mind $1,000 a month, but the trouble is, last couple of accounts I've had, new accounts, I've taken stupid risks trying to give them a boost, and it's just not helping. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? So we'll see anyway. So at the moment, it's hard to trade, really. It does look like we're kind of working up. We've got two legs back here. That may work to push up, but it's a bit unclear. I don't really want to get into a trade. I mean, there is a possibility. If you look on the ES chart, it is the MES, but let's just call it the ES for argument's sake. Something like that. And also on the NQ, we've got something like that. But in all fairness, the NQ at the moment looks more sideways. So, I mean, if it is sideways, that is where you want to be trading for to go long. But it's just not super clear, really. If we're an uptrend, a clear uptrend, two legs back like that would be interesting to trade. And it may well work because, you know, we have got some support along here. So two legs back, perfect measured move. It may work. But if I was convinced this market was generally moving up, then I would have a go at that one, two attempts to push higher and then back on with the trend. It actually looks a little better there. In fact, it is a second entry here as well. So if you were trading that way, but at the moment, because I don't know what's going on, I'm just going to stay out. I got a bit too excited yesterday and took a few more trades than I probably really should have done. But, you know, trading this as a kind of a new start is probably going to do a bit of that. There is two legs down off this midline. It's probably not a terrible trade, that. Just from a max trade. Now, if I do see an obvious trade, Pat style trade, I'll be daft not to take it. So, but at the moment, I don't know, it's just, it hasn't triggered anyway, so. At the moment, it's not super clear. Okay, Thomas Wade has got that channel as well now. So that is look like it's working. You can say that it is two legs back. So it's probably not a terrible trade, that. So if you got in there, I would put my stop probably there. In fact, I probably want to get out before then. Probably there, to be honest with you. Trouble is, it's just not super clear. It's very tempting. I could just get in just for $30 or two of them just for $60. Let's have a go.
Order submitted.
Let's put that there because it is a second entry anyway, so I expect it to touch those highs. Why am I only showing $45 profit? Have I got these bars? That's unusual. Ah, okay, I know why. That's why. Which would mean I'd have to put that profit a lot higher, which I don't really want to do. It is two legs, but look, we're getting that bearish bar now. It is a channel up there. I'd expect it to try and attack those highs, so maybe it doesn't look too bad. I would like to get out, though, at these tops, so which would mean putting my stop there, which actually I don't think is a terrible idea. It does lower my risk a little bit. I'd rather get out. Let's have a look. $65, 65 and 65. Yeah, I don't want to be. I'm guessing there may be some stops here, so we may get that push. It is two legs down, and it does look like it's holding. I think majority of people have got this channel moving up. So I think that would probably work, and it's $65 risk. The beauty of that, if that's the only trade I take, anything above $50 is a profitable day in the eyes of Apex. 2 legs back, that's probably the best, safest place to put that anyway. The trouble is, the lower I put that stop, the higher I've got to put this profit, and I don't want to put it above this area here. These areas here, I would have thought would get stopped out pretty well, and I'd expect it to push a bit higher. So I'm just going to leave it like that. We're not a million miles away. We're only 4.5, 5 points away, 4 points away. So it is 2 clear legs back. So 2 clear legs, bullish bar. I think that probably push up. I mean, I would have liked to get out there, to be honest with you, but I'm going to hold and let it work. And looking on that NQ, there's 2 legs down. There's going to be stops here on that NQ and definitely up there. So fingers crossed, I think we'll be okay here. Now, as I say, I'd like to get out at no later than these tops, really. See what happens anyway. The risk's only small anyway. It's a $65 risk. As far as risk goes, it's probably the least risk I've ever had in one of my trades. But, you know, if we're working up here and we're working up sort of on the NQ, by the time, if the NQ does continue to push up, it'll hit stops here and here as well. So if the NQ goes up to here, I'm guessing this will probably push up as well. Trouble is, we've hit kind of a flat spot there, so it is 2 legs down. Probably if I'd have got in earlier, I may have been out by now. There you go. 2 legs down would have worked for a scalp, but nothing more really. If I'd have had $50, $60, I may have taken that out there, but it wasn't quite enough. It's going to take me out, I'm pretty sure here. Unless, swapping over these on the NQ, unless we have 2 legs down on the NQ, which may take that. But yeah, I mean, it's quite choppy, to be honest with you. It is 2 legs down, so from a scalp, trouble is we're up to these highs. So that's fine. I've got no issues with that. Yeah, it's super choppy, isn't it? That's fine. Small risk. I've got no problem with it. It is hard to read at the moment. I mean, it is kind of working up there. Then we get that break and push up. We didn't quite make a new high, but there you go. I mean, actually, it's not a terrible second entry. I'd have preferred it to close above there, but I mean, it certainly worked depending on what you would, you know, what you're trading for there. But it certainly worked for 4.5. You'd have got 3-4 points off that comfortably. But obviously, I'm going for a slightly bigger move. does it do that? Bloody annoys me, that does. Not even a fan of that. Actually, I think what I may do in future, once I'm in a trade, if I've noticed I'm going into support, I might just bring my stop to break even that way. At least I'm covering it. It's a risk-free trade. Then once that started to go up, it looked like a small break then. I was hoping it was going to push above this and then come towards here. But once it gets to an area where it's had support before, I may just bring it to break even on top of something like that. If I'd have got in at the right time, maybe there, I'd have probably been out. Yeah, I probably would have been. Maybe. Depends where that would have gone. Depends exactly where I'd have got in. But that's okay. There's going to be teething problems, but that's why I went in just on a couple of contracts, so it was a small risk. Mark, just under yesterday's lows, important level to see which way. Yeah, I was kind of hoping, looking at a sort of a bigger version, that we were kind of pushing back into a range. If you look at the NQ, we were just kind of ranging yesterday, and then we dropped down. It looked like it was going to push in, and same kind of on here. That's kind of, but we are finding some support here, so we could get a leg and then a bigger leg down. Certainly feasible, which would kind of mean something like that. And then, we made 1, 2, 3 attempts to push higher, so we may get this. We do seem to be struggling to get up 3 times. Well, you may be 4 if you count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a relatively strong move down. So I'm not saying it's definitely going to do that, but we certainly could. There's a bullish bar off there, not so bullish, which is triggered. This looks like it's pushing down. So we'll see. Mind you, we've got to move up. 1 attempt to go lower. 2nd attempt to go lower. Disco, how you doing, buddy? By the way, Freddie Pats traders looking for a low risk on losses. I went back and reviewed chart using 8 tick range and loved it. Interesting. It's worth trying different things. You never know. You might find something that suits you a little bit more. Way more setups and much lower risk. There you go. Definitely worth looking at. Lucas mentioned it yesterday. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Exponential, sorry, mate, I didn't see you there, bud. How you doing? Yeah, so it depends where I've been going on that move there. I actually put my stop there. Ordinarily, I'll put it at kind of the next swing. Probably that would have been the safest bet. But I wanted to be out, which is why I put it in there. And in all fairness, it was a pretty half-decent looking second entry long anyway, which clearly did what it was supposed to do. Went up 4.5 points, whatever it was. So for a small scalp, that worked okay. We've kind of got a channel up here anyway, so it looks like a small break. Kind of on the NQ. There is a little 2 legs back and actually a second entry long, which worked. Trouble is, it is choppy as hell. This is kind of looking like a messy head and shoulders pattern on this. I know that because I've got one of these mouse mats that's shown me. It can have multiple shoulders and a head and shoulders. And if that's the case, this thing's going to come down. Now, you know, I'm already aware that's a possibility. Hence, I've got these 2 measured legs here. We've multiple times we tried to get up with no success at the moment. So we'll see what happens here. Now on the NQ, there is 2 legs down, but at the moment, it's hard to know where I think this thing's going. There is a possibility this could just start to drop or certainly zigzag down. So I don't really want to get into a long at the moment, knowing that we do seem to be losing momentum here. And not only that, there's a big bullish bar there which is just triggered. It started to come down. So there is 2 legs back, but it's just a bit choppy and a bit unclear. So as I say, it's starting to look a bit head and shouldersy. So that bar's triggered and it's starting to move down. So if that does come down, then I start to think, I think that's going to start to just crumble. We'll see. So channel up with a break. One attempt to push higher. Second attempt to push higher. Is this going to fail? So we've broken above all this. It does look like there's two legs up on the NQ, and there's definitely some sellers up there. But is there enough to keep this thing going down? It's two legs as well, so it's not a terrible trade, that. A leg and a leg, but it's a bit choppy, so I need something a little bit clearer at the moment. So I'm going to put that chart back. We have had a break and a push up at a new high, so depending on whether you like that or not. It's not the worst chart in the world. I think Thomas Ways, oh no, he's got rid of it. Has Dan got rid of it now? Yeah. I think it's definitely more of a range, I think. Yeah, is there a form Discord you guys are on? Not really. Well, yes and no. There's two available here. You've got to pay for both of them. This is Dan's chart, so if you're a Pats trader, I would recommend this. You know, you got Marco on here, you got Dan on here, and there's some good traders. And also I'm in Thomas Wade's as well, which you've got to pay. So if you're a Pats trader, I would definitely recommend Dan. But as in a free one, no, not really. There's none of us in a free one, not one that I'm aware of anyway. Yeah, I mean, Dan's is reasonable. It's $25 a month. And when it comes to Pats, Dan is a very, very competent trader. So, yeah, that's what I would recommend. So, let me have a look at this. So we have got a leg and a leg. Trouble is, it's just a bit choppy. So it's hard to know whether this thing's going to push up some more or come down. So nothing to do really, I don't think, at the moment, bar certain yams. Twiddle your thumbs. No, he doesn't, bud. But he's I'll show you on the Facebook group. Is the Max Facebook group. He's one of the moderators there. So if you're not aware of it, I will just show you. Groups. That one there. I think Dan and Marco run this. And Marco puts his chart in every day there again. He's another good trader. Jope as well has been doing it a fair amount of time now. And there's Dan there. A very competent trader. So that's his Discord that I showed you, the one that's $25 a month. But yeah, he's a very competent trader, as is Marco. And this guy as well, Jope, he helped me a lot when I started. So that's the group there, Max Price Action Day Trading. So we've got 2 legs up to this measured move, broken these highs here. So let's see what happens now. So we've got a channel up with a break. This looks like 2 attempts to push lower. So just going to have a look at this. That's where I'd want my stop, I think. So I'd have to come down a little bit to get out before those highs. So something like that would be ideal. And reference a measured leg. That would take us down to about here. So just below there. So that's $42 risk per contract. So if I went 2 contracts there, that will be about $84. I would want to get in down here somewhere and just take these. Now, whether it does come down, so possible leg and a leg, what I might do is just get an order in and just get it ready to pop in here if it does come down. Because we have got a channel up with a break, so I'd expect 2 legs down. Now, it's chop here, so we may drop below that bullish bar there. Let me just move this over. That bullish bar there, push that up a bit, that bullish bar there is triggered, so it may come down and stop that out. So see if we can just get down below there, giving us that leg and leg. Ideally, that's kind of where I'd want. Now, whether it comes any lower than that, there's not much in the way of liquidity down here, so it may just break below there. So what I might do is just pop that there like that.
Order submitted.
Takes me. Okay, so let's move this up there. Stop would be there. Take profit would be there. 2 legs back with a channel up. See what happens here. There's going to be stops above here anyway, so if it does hit that, then it may push up. 2 legs up, 2 legs back. We have got a channel here. That channel looks nice, and I can't see a break of that channel. So see what happens. There's the measured move there. I did want to get in once it broke below there because I didn't think it would push down that much. In fact, the measured move is a bit lower. The measured move is about there. So it's right on that measured move. So 2 legs back, a little double bounce here. So see what happens anyway. Mine's down here there. It's an $87 risk, so that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Order filled.
Wow. So another one didn't work. That's okay. It's quite a bit choppy today, so it's a lost trade, isn't it? Okay, so what am I down so far? Yeah, it's not down. So I'm down a total of 160 after 2 losses, so that's not too bad. The trouble is, it's quite rangy here. So that might be why. I'm trading 8, bud. So yeah, it's looking, the NQ's looking more rangy. See, my thought process is, let's have a look. Can you see that? My thought process is we're ranging yesterday, and this looks to me like it's trying to push back in there. So that was my, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can trade up to 20 accounts just well with Apex. You certainly can anyway. So I think the reason that failed, I didn't have that range drawn then. So we got a small breakout there and a small breakout there. So that's fine. So at least I know we're ranging now. So I'll be looking to 2 legs up to short here. So if we can bounce 2 legs off the bottom, we'll see what happens anyway. It's definitely looking range in this NQ. So channel down, leg 2 points, 2 pushes up, 2 legs up. Got a leg and a leg.
Order submitted.
A leg and a leg. After this, I'm out at the lows. So 115 and 115. So let's put that there. I don't think it needs to go higher. So we've got a channel down with a leg break new high, kind of 2 legs. We haven't got to the bottoms, although we have broke this level. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we come down and retest this area here. So we'll see. I am out before the lows. It does get a strong push down or a lower high. I could add a contract if I wanted to. So I'm going to see what happens anyway. Play it by ear. But there's going to be some teething problems. We trade in this new strategy, so I'm okay with that. Two legs up. Lower high there. See how that works. I could always add a contract if I need to, or if I want to. Whoa. That's flipping spooky. Just cleared out all this. Is this going to push down now? I think it probably will. See what happens here. That's the trouble with this. It moves so damn quick. It has cleared all that liquidity, so I think it'd probably try and test the bottom. So see if we get a lower high there. Looks like we may do. So if we do get that and it closes, I'm going to put my stop in there just in case. But I think there's a good chance it's going to break those lows. It should do now. We've got a lower high. We've trapped some longs there, so it should push down there. Fingers crossed. I've taken all risk off anyway, so in fact, let's put that there. Let's keep it where it should do. Keep it where it is. Right, let's just keep it there, so that gives it some space to work down. There's a failure there. Second entry long triggered. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Order filled.
Go out there. Why? Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. So it may go on to work, but it's one of those things, isn't it? So I got out there for a few ticks, I think. So we weren't far off the lows there. I thought that was going to work, but there you go. It is quite choppy today. It's quite hard to trade today. That may be a triple test. See what happens. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Yeah, so I could have just left it there and then just seen what happened, but stop would have been up here. Definitely takes some getting used to trading this NQ. What was I down? About 65.45. So I made about $20 off that trade, something like that. So I did make some profit there. So let's call that a win. Not a great one, but I made something off it. I just need to, it's just a matter of getting used to filtering out stuff. It's a shame, really, because it was only a few ticks away from getting out there, literally a few ticks. Shiano with a break, 2 pushes up, big strong move down. I thought that was coming down here. What I have noticed, though, there is some support across there, so that may be why. And in fact, what I'm going to do, if I'd have realised this earlier, I'm not sure about that. No, let's leave it there for now. Shame, really, a few ticks away, and that would have balanced things out a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely a bullish feel to it, so I really want to be looking for 2 legs down to take long trades, I think. I think it's we had a breakout there, see matching one there, and we'd had a strong move down, so the picture looked nice. I expected a new low. It wasn't far off, but there you go. I just need to filter out the crap trades, the unclear stuff, really. It's going to take a little bit of teething problems just to get this working a bit better. I mean, I had five profitable days. I'm down 140 odd at the moment with fees, so it's okay. What's my profit at for the day? I'm down 149 after fees. Sorry, after costs on the day per account. So you can see the amount there. Well, 139. There's obviously some commissions over there. 10 points. I'm not focusing too much on the size of the move because I'm only trading micros. On the NQ, I'm trading 1 micro at the moment. So what I'm doing, if I'm getting into a trade, I'm putting it at the low of the previous swing. Yeah, left chart's the NQ, MNQ, the NQ minis, and the right side is the MES, the ES, sorry, micros. Both of them are micros. One, two, three. This could be kind of a triple test. 1, 2, 3. 2 legs back.
Order submitted.
At this. Let's put that there.
Order
2
submitted.
contracts. Let's put that up there. 75 and 78. That'll do. Got a leg up, 2 attempts to go lower, where you could call that a triple test. Leg and a leg. So move up, 2 legs back. Fingers crossed. If this ends up bullish, I think we'll be okay. Got my stop down there, $75 risk. If I lose this one, I think I'm going to knock it on the head for the day because that'll be down about 240, something like that. Obviously not.
Order
Nah,
filled.
I'm just, something's not going right. Why is that? Oh, it is closed. I'm just reading this all wrong today. It was bound to happen, I think.
Order filled.
So yeah, I'm down 225 here. So I'm just getting into chop, really. We had 2 legs back and I thought that was going to work okay, but there we go. So it's going to happen. It's not all going to be plain sailing. It's quite choppy today, so I just need to learn to keep out of this chop. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. So I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe, and we'll catch up again same time tomorrow. Bye for now.